Good evening, everybody. It's a late video. It's been a long weekend, and I'm just going to go over the week 7 assignments I went through. I've recorded times this time during my work or study periods. Came across a total of 233 minutes or 3.8 hours for my Japanese study and 170 minutes or 2.83 hours of art. Both of those numbers are pretty bad. I should by default be doing 210 minutes, or pretty much both of this time I should be doing twice a week and then extra. So throughout the week I'm doing literally 2 class periods of work. So I do need to pick that up. But I'm going to kind of forgive myself a little bit because I did decide to say that this was kind of a test semester, just to kind of get back into it and see how my schedule can incorporate extra work. I do think it's possible to do full time. Well, obviously it is. The full time classes that I wanted to do, but I'm just kind of easing into it. Though I am a little disappointed with the amount of time I have been doing. However, for this one specific goal this week was just to do 15 pages total of work. So before we get into all the details, let's see if I actually did that. 1, 2, 3. This one's back, but I'm just gonna get that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and ish. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I did 14. If I combine the front and back ones of some of them, it could be about 15, but I'm not going to give myself that because I did not do as good as I hoped. Yeah, I'm going to go over the assignments I did do. I finished page 21 of the workbook. I wish I had found these a little earlier, but I couldn't read the book, so I didn't know. But as I'm learning the alphabet, I can read it a little bit better, so I'm understanding a bit better. So, its total study time for this one was, well, 40 minutes I wrote down. So this is for Sunday, last Sundays, and this is why I'm posting it today, because I was going to start my weeks on Sundays. So starting last Sunday, I did this one. See, I had half a page on this side. You can't really see it, but I was debating on counting the half pages. It probably was about 15, but like I said, I'm not going to count that. I did some drawings from references. They're okay. I'm just going to preface with this: with the people that I drew, they looked a lot better than the way I drew them because I'm terrible at drawing people's faces, but you can't say I didn't try. And this is going to be something that I'm trying to do daily, though I haven't done anything this weekend because it was just a busy weekend. But I'm going to try every day, try to push for that more. So this was my 50 minutes. It did take me 10 minutes to do each face because this is the first time I tried it. So this is my art side. Then I did the next page of the Genki workbook. I also did my hiragana quiz. I got 100% out of all of them, and I have been maintaining that for a while, though I haven't done my things the last 3 days, so it could be rough, but I've been doing pretty good. Finished the 25 of the katakana, so I think next week I moved on, well, not next week, but the day after I moved on to 30, which I've been working on. Did more of the workbook pages and the assignments out of here. And then I did some on this page too, which, again, technically, if you count this one and the last one, that's almost a page of work. So, did some more faces. Didn't do too many because I was not feeling it. But as long as I did some, then that's, if I can't do the full study or the full page, just do anything to get your mind going, to get my body and brain all um, calibrated with what I need to do. Then that's better than nothing. Then I did the other page of the workbook, did more assignments. I've been learning to read the answer keys. So I've been grading my assignments. Here's another page here. I did the Genki workbook, page 24, and then did the assignments out of there. I passed the hiragana quiz again on that app, and then I missed out of 30. I missed 2 out of 30, which is not bad, but I think I've kind of forgotten some now, so I think my next score would probably be worse. Genki textbook review. I had to go back over some of the words, the vocabulary. Rated some of the assignments to kind of see if I'm understanding it. I wrote down some questions in blue that I kind of want to answer later on. Has to do with numbers, which I'm a little confused at, but we'll figure that out. Um, I'm trying to make notes as well, which I don't think I did this one, but I'm going to try to make more notes so I can prepare myself the next time I do assignment, so I don't just jump in confused. So look, got some little notes here that I wanted to do. There's some more faces. This picture here, you can't really see it very well, but this is not great by any means, but I really like it because this was after I had been drawing the facial references and everything. I just kind of quickly sketched this out, and I really like it because I truly feel like this is going to be getting closer to my style. And I haven't really felt like I had a style, but there's something about this that makes me excited for my future in art, and so that's kind of cool. This was the 22nd, and this is all I did. I did my quiz, passed my hiragana app, and then missed one of the katakana, and I prepared to do the Genki workbook page, but I obviously didn't. Over here, I did listen to a 23-minute video about particles while I was at work, so I kind of counted that. But I'm going to listen to it again because there's a bit of information I need to go back. So the particles video is something that I think is important. I also did something, I don't know if I did it this week or if I did it last week, but one of the things I want to start doing, well, I'll get into that later, I'll get to that in a second. Here's some more face sketches. I'm not too bad at it. It's not everything's perfect. This one right here, we can't see it anyway, but yeah, so doing more facial sketches. Did the other workbook. Pretty much been just keeping up with that throughout the week. I couldn't be bothered to do face sketches, but I had to do something, so I did some more of those random doodles I like to do, some squiggles. Really like the way whatever this was that came out, but that's really all. I did some pages on this side, a couple things, 10 minutes of sketches here, nothing too fancy. I missed two of my assignments on this one, but this is page 27 of the Genki workbook. I did find out, I thought there was a disc I had to listen to, and I've been procrastinating because I didn't want to move my workspace from where I do work up to my computer, but turns out it's an app, and so I can start doing the listening ones now, which is exciting because I can get back into that now starting next week. Did some more sketches. I really like these ones. I like the way they were going, and that was pretty much concludes the 7th week of my assignments. So I think I did average about 15 pages, like I said, if you want to count the back ones, but I don't know if I deserve to give myself that much credit, so, man. I want to go over some things I'm going to start doing as well, is I've got this first page here, which will be the time. I'm going to start calculating all the time that I put towards everything and try to make a goal. I have to do the same as this, if not better, so that's what my goal is. Do the same amount of time as this week, 7 or better. So I don't want to fall below what I've done. Unfortunately, it's going to be difficult because the next 2 weeks I'm getting full-time hours at my job. Normally, because of the way the schedule works, I get full-time hours during certain times of the year, and then we fall back down to part-time hours or less, and it kind of sucks. But I'd rather do that than get fired. So next couple of weeks we've got inventory, and it's going to be eating a lot of time, so I don't want to make that an excuse, but it actually might be that way, but we'll see what happens. So along with my time records that I'm doing, I'm making some notes. If I think of any notes that I do or find out, so when I do end up going over the entire semester of things, I'll have notes to write down in my curriculum ideas to help you guys study if you wanted to. But then I'm also doing goals for myself because I've gotten behind what I want to do. So for the next week, I want to, on top of learning all this I've been doing, I want to try to start learning the days of the week, and then start on numbers because I've noticed I'm having a little difficulty with some of those. And then I'm going to start looking into sentence structure, but mostly these two are going to be the priorities. Excuse me. And then I'm going to try to make it a daily habit to do the alphabet app, even if I 100% them all the time. I want to do it until I can read it quickly. I'm getting better. I can recognize the characters individually quickly, but when it comes to putting them in words, I do have to work a little harder. So until I can read them correctly, that's it. 1 minute minimum on Duolingo, and then next week I want to start on the 2 pages of katakana worksheets like I did with these ones here. I'm going to do the katakana ones, and then something I did previously, which I didn't do this week, was I want to start doing a listening video. Find some really beginner listening videos, people talking about their days or whatever, and I'm just going to write down every word I recognize. I don't need to write that down the sentence or anything. I just want to write down the words I recognize in the language. So that's going to help with that. So that's what I plan on doing throughout next week. And then my art, I'm going to keep up the face drawings and start on gesture drawing. I have done this before, but I'm going to start getting into the habit of doing it. And then maybe for one big assignment, like the listed one video, research one perspective drawing. So once a week, do a perspective drawing. Every day, keep up on the face and start gesture drawings. And every day, I want to do at least a minimum of 1 page of random sketches, which is these things here. Minimum of 1 page of those. One daily face reference, like one face, not necessarily a whole page. But if I can do a page, better. But if I can just do one face reference, I'll be happy. And then one gesture drawing reference, and then do one perspective drawing at the week. So these are kind of like goal pages I want to do. So this is kind of what I'm gonna start doing throughout the next couple of weeks until the end of the semester. Excuse me. So that's pretty much the plan. Don't want to be going on too much longer. Sorry if I spit through it. I hope that I can start getting better at things, getting more into the habit of doing them. I'm still surprised I've picked it up this much, and I am excited because even though it seems tedious, and I know from your guys' perspective it might seem boring, for me I am learning, and that's exciting to me. I can read, like I'm playing Monster Hunter, and I can read some of the characters' names now. Not anything with like the kanji, but if they have hiragana names and some of the katakana names, I can read them, and it's kind of fun. I'm also learning more out of the Monster Hunter cookbook and reading these characters here. I learned a couple words out of those stickers, so that's exciting. But this is just my issue is because there's so many different things you can do to learn these things. It's just the goals for the weeks is how I stay organized. So I think this is going to really help out a lot in the long run. It'll help make the curriculum a little more solid, and then it'll give me kind of a good map on what to do for the next semester when I really, really, decide by the end of this year, is this what I'm going to do or not? And so far, I still feel pretty confident about it. I still feel like I'm probably going to do it. Next semester, I'm going to try to start incorporating like Japanese anime listening. Obviously, nothing too crazy. I might try to do some slice of life ones. Hopefully, I'll understand basic enough to understand it. Then of course, adding the listening videos of conversation, but that's like much much more into the future. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Like I said, I can't say I'm exactly proud of myself for the amount of work I've done, but I am proud, I guess, that I actually did stuff. So I could have done more on Friday, Saturday, and today, but I didn't. So I gotta take a break every now and again. But I'm gonna try to not break the cycle now. Every day, just do 15 minutes of something, even if that's all I do, just to keep doing it. So that's what we got. I'm going to get my next page ready for my homework, and then start on my next week. Thank you all for sticking around, tuning in. Hopefully by the end of this, I'll have some good kind of plan. Once I do get my beginner's starter plan up, I will post it on my Patreon, which on that video I'll link. It is going to be free. You don't have to pay for anything for it. It's not a professional thing by any means, but it's a fun thing to do. Once I get that syllabus for the beginning test semester done, it'll go up there. But in the meantime, it's been a long weekend. I am tired. I've got a long week ahead of me. I hope you guys have a good weekend, a good night, and I will see you in the next video.